Prospeed Whiteline SubiNats 22, a one-day extravaganza of all things Subaru. Held at Sydney Motorsport Park, this popular event has something for everyone. And for those with a passion for speed and close competition, the Rider Racing Super Sprint is a fantastic opportunity to race on 3 different layouts. Drivers get to experience the North Druitt and South Amaroo layouts in the daylight. Then once the sun starts to disappear below the horizon, it's time to hit the 3.93 kilometre Gardner Grand Prix circuit. Ben McLaren is one of the many racers at SubiNats 22 and has one of the brightest cars on track. We caught up with him in the pits and the car looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Look, it's a 97 model version 3 STI, Type R, so it's a bit of a rare one. Not quite as rare as the 22B, but you know, it's one of the rare ones. And in this yellow, it's very rare. I used to race a 4-door years ago, and this 2-door found me about 5 years ago in pretty bad repair and needed a lot of panel beating and what have you done. So the previous owner actually chose me to buy the car, approached me, and here's what you've got, is about 5 years worth of love and restoration.
It is a lovely looking car. It's lovely and bright too, so easy to spot on the track. And speaking of the track, how's things been going today?
Yeah, good. Obviously a bit of rain this morning. A bit of inclement conditions meant that we didn't probably put down the timers that we wanted to. But as it dried out, we moved across here to the North Circuit. And yeah, sitting up at the pointy end of our class. So that's, it's all coming together, and we've now got the final session tonight to try and bring it all together.
But it hasn't all been plain sailing today. I hear a small issue caused a big problem.
On our last session, coming round onto the back straight, the car decided it had enough and just conked out, and I pulled off to the side. Couldn't work out what was going on, felt like maybe fuel, maybe, who knows, you never know when you're in a race car, all sorts of things can go wrong. And sat there for most of the session and went back all through my start procedure, and as I went to flick the fuel pump switch, it was just limp. So I tried holding it up, started the car and drove it back in, holding the switch up, such is the life of grassroots motorsport. We've been off to Super Cheap Auto to pick up a new switch, and it's in now and we're good to go. So what is a $5.95 part? Could have ended the day, but luckily we did it before 4 o'clock.
Ben, tell us about the engine in this thing.
Yeah, the engine itself is actually virtually stock. This car is more or less a street car with some stickers and a bit of suspension and an exhaust. There's really not a lot done to it. It's got a slightly modernised turbo because the original one that it had when it came from Japan gave up the ghost about 2 years ago. It was old, it was 21 years old or something like that, and had never been replaced. So apart from that, it's pretty much as it came from Japan.
What do you like about these Subarus? What is it that attracts you to this brand?
Yeah, they're a rare animal. They're a funny breed, let's just say that. I don't know, I've had an affiliation with them since I was young. My grandfather actually, when I was very, very young, got me into Liberties, the Gen 1 Liberties, and I remember him talking about them being the car of the year and this and that. He was the one that sort of used to buy me Wheels magazines and stick them under my nose, and once he was finished with them. So yeah, it sort of came from him, to be honest, that passion for Subaru. So, that goes back to when I was probably in the very early 90s, so I was an early teenager, and him sort of throwing those things under my nose and building the passion from then. I've since gone on to own a Subaru workshop in Newcastle, which I've sold now, but they were just fun times, and I've found myself sort of stuck with the brand. I love them.
Now we've got one more session to go this evening on the full Grand Prix circuit. What's the strategy for tonight?
Win. No. Look, to be honest, tonight is going to be we're running on some fairly old rubber. And turn 1 is obviously a bit dicey when you're on anything less than nice soft rubber. So get through turn 1 as quick as we can, and then the rest of the track's fine. But it'll just be about balancing turn 1, making sure that we can hold our 185, 190 k's an hour through there, and then hopefully the rest of the circuit won't throw up too much other weather at us.
All right, thanks Ben. Good luck tonight, and I hope it all goes well.
Thanks very much.